Yep, thank you, Hartley. And could you give me share on John Hayes, please, just in case?
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, good, sorry, it's kind of like video is now going. We have done roll call, all members are here. The meeting is being recorded. It can be played back on the local TCAN channels, and is also available for YouTube. At this point, is there anyone else recording the meeting? None being heard, no one else is recording the meeting, thank you. At this point, 1.4, additions and deletions. I have no additions or deletions this evening. Starting into the work session, folks may be taken. The committee itself, we had Mary Jane reappointed this year. We have Catherine Spofford appointed, so we have a full 7-member finance committee again.
Welcome, Kathy.
Thank you.
Wait till you have fun on this.
I was gonna say, give up one full-time job for another.
I know, unpaid.
Yeah, unpaid.
Okay, yeah, just remember that.
So, and thank you all for your time that we do commit to this. It's kind of like it does get to be, not in the summer so much, but in the winter we get.
I don't know, John, this summer.
Yeah, this summer could be, could be, because we still have some things we'll get to later in the agenda, that we need to continue to review, because the FY 25 at the override failure. So when we get to that point, we'll.
Oh, yeah, we can't go out of order. No going out of order.
No going out of order. It's kind of like we're continuing. So last time we postponed doing a structure of chair, vice chair, and clerk. So it's time to visit that again. So I will leave it and open it. Do we have any nominations for chair?
Well, I will nominate you for chair.
I'll nominate Dave Walker for chair.
And I want to nominate Kathy Spofford for chair.
I nominate him for chair.
2 nominations each one. You win.
Yep.
We will do
Do
that,
you
but
want to be the chair again, John?
I don't, my whole thing was, and why I was talking about resigning, when we get, I have a couple of trips scheduled for this year.
Yeah.
And I have a wedding scheduled for the weekend before, and it's not in the area. I will be traveling the weekend before town meeting. So as a result, I thought being chair would be, it may not have the right appearance. It's kind of like.
Annual town meeting?
Annual town meeting, yeah, so it's kind of like, so it's, I'd be coming back on Monday afternoon of the day before. So it's kind of like, so that just got tight, so I was trying to propose that, we wanted to get, but if we have a vice chair, that steps up, during that time, that would be, so it's kind of like, it's not that I didn't necessarily want to do it. I don't want people to feel just because I did it here again, it's kind of like they're just pulling me through. But
Well, excuse me, I haven't been on this committee since I built the cross for Hill. I have never seen it run so well and so informed, especially the way you are able to operate the Excel stuff, which is so important for me to keep informed. I assume the rest of us, it has guided us extremely well. And so I see no reason, just because you have to be absent, say half the time between now and the next annual meeting, that you should not be the chair and then a vice chair to fill in when you are absent.
right, and I think that's been the thing. I haven't relied on a vice chair to step up much, and so this year it will be.
No, not now. I can't.
So do you make a motion? Is that what
We
we're doing?
could, Yeah, so we had we had multiple nominations.
I'll make a motion that John Hayes is chair.
Second.
Second, third, that.
Whatever. Then, okay, so we had a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Hmm.
then, right here, we'll, continue. Okay, so the next nomination is for vice chair.
I'll nominate Mary Jane for vice chair.
I'll go along with Mary Jane being vice chair.
Okay, so that's the second on the vice chair. Any other nominations? Anybody else want to?
Do you want to be vice chair, Dave?
I have, no, I do not. I don't have time, I think, to do anything. I barely have time to be on.
Well, I do.
We can, and part of it can be training, you know, how do I do some of the things I do? And how do we work them up, pick them up? And do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had a nomination and a second for Mary Jane as vice chair. Are you agreeable? to
Am
that?
I agreeable?
Yeah.
Mhm, because you'll do most of the work.
Not this
Yeah,
year.
but
you're-
He's going on vacation.
You're
I don't
digging,
just have to talk.
Mary Jane, you're digging around last year proved that you were definitely the most appropriate to fill in when Don's not around.
Thank you for that. It's an compliment.
Okay,
I think it
so,
was.
so then we had the nomination and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have a vice chair.
So you have good governors.
Now it's clerk. And our
Clerk.
Which,
If anybody wants it, I'm,
Carol,
I don't-
nominate Carol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I second that.
Real quick.
okay, Dave did the,
yeah.
Dave and Kathy did the second. Okay,
Okay, and you're able to continue? I know sometimes
yes,
we don't know.
I
Okay.
could do that. Actually, we gotta get those minutes.
Yeah.
They're on the, yeah.
We're behind on them.
We,
I mean, they're done, they just
right,
need to be,
they're done.
Oh,
We
approved.
have to be
Yeah.
Oh,
approved.
approved.
yeah,
So they're on the agenda for later, and I get sent them all out. So
Okay.
I don't know if we
I
got
haven't
them
been
all.
able to check email in the last few days.
so, yeah, no, they're all up to date, they just need
Westford
to
for
be,
each
go
fair
through
and
the
a lot of
process.
schooling for me.
This weekend, I saw the sign.
Yeah.
Somebody had it up in 10 minutes.
So I had to be two places at the same time.
Okay, so with that, all in favor of Carol as clerk?
Aye.
Hi,
Unanimous.
sorry,
Okay,
just
thank
slow.
you for stepping up again. I know it was busy year.
Thank you for volunteering.
Okay, now, next, right now, I listed all of the assignments that we do here. Capital planning is assigned, Carol, is on there, I think, for your term, so you're through 2026.
Oh, okay, so I'm still good for that, but
Yeah, so if you're still good with that,
I guess I am, sure. So
I'm
I'm,
coming up.
you're coming off capital planning, but
What
you
is
weren't the
this?
finance.
What, John, I don't understand this.
When you go through the town bylaws, there were 3 committees that finance committee needs to be a part of and have a representative on.
Oh.
Capital planning being one of them. The other is audit committee, that is appointed in December, so that one is still ongoing, and I am still the assigned person for that. The audit committee, the 2 main jobs were for, going out and getting the quotes for the outside auditor, which has been completed. We signed a 2-year contract extension, with, Tony Clark and Associates, who did the report. This was their third year doing their audit. So they're in for 2 more years, and holding this just the joint meeting between the 3 boards, finance committee, audit committee, and that. So, that will continue. We can visit it in December if anybody will.
So you're still,
I'm still,
still on
and it's
for the-
appointed December to December.
then that leaves the properties.
That leaves the properties committee. I have been doing properties committee for 3 or 4 years.
What does that entail?
It's,
Is that the tax property?
it is. So the properties committee, in the charter says that, looking for recommendations of properties that would be good to acquire. When,
I wanna be on that. Oh, I so wanna be on that.
Is it also looking at properties to sell?
and it's looking at the list of properties, the town-owned properties that might be available to sell or reassign. So one of the meetings in the past year, we went through every property that was town of Townsend. And either associated it with Conservation Commission or another, if it was water, cemetery. And then others were just small pieces that are sort of abandoned. And the last piece is we recommend lots that can be for sale, which we did in May of this year. We sold several properties at auction.
So is there instructions on how to locate those properties, or is that just a list that's given by the treasurer or tax collector?
Well, the final piece is the list from the treasurer that are in the tax taking process. So,
Process.
yeah, so it's a long process to go through, to get through the tax court and title court, to get a property that has been taken for non-payment of taxes all the way through to the point that the town can put it up for auction.
And then, when you said acquiring properties, you mean like eminent domain and that kind of thing?
It, could be, it's kind of like, for example, is one of the properties that's on the list going through the process right now is a 15-acre landlocked piece. So it's 15 acres that we're not getting taxed for, but you can't sell it because it's landlocked. But if you bought an adjacent property and made a right of way into the 15 acres, maybe you could sell it. Maybe you could do something with it. So that would be a recommendation to see if we could come up and acquire a
So
property.
Massachusetts doesn't have any
Um,
rules about being landlocked, it's dominant and serving easements?
I think this was just over time that it's between a couple of roads, people bought building lots on both sides, and this property in the middle just ended up being 15 acres or not used. Again, this particular one might end up being water, maybe, because it's adjacent to the water tower down at Bayberry, I think it is.
At Bakery Hill,
Bayberry Hill. So
Bakery Hill water.
it may be, but that's, to me, an example, when you ask,
Right,
what's the
I get it.
acquisition, that would be one of the potential. But
Do they
yeah,
meet often?
it has not,
They haven't met yet, because I'm on it as the planning board rep.
right, yeah, they were,
Oh, they haven't met yet? Who's on it?
I don't know, all I know is I went down, I got the letter and I had to go get sworn in. But I haven't received any communication as like when they're
So
gonna meet,
so they could terminate if certain people get on it.
so.
no, it's kind of, the properties committee, the properties committee is only a recommendation committee. They don't actually have the power to
Do anything?
do anything. They recommend.
So then the committee to basically research and
To
say,
research and say.
these are things that are available, these are things that make sense
Right.
to sell.
So,
No, that sounds,
so it's kind of, so,
I think it'd be good for
Okay.
that.
And-
that's what I
Right.
do.
Right.
I think we have a volunteer.
I think you have a volunteer, yeah.
okay.
I make a motion that Mary Jane is a representative.
On
The
the
properties
committee,
committee.
on the properties committee.
I'll second that.
Well, how do I find out, Carol, where and what? Oh, well, they know.
We'll need there's a volunteer form out here. Jody, Duchesne coordinates it.
Oh, okay,
Vicky
all right.
Tidman is on there at
Okay.
for the assessor's office.
That's okay, I can
Lynn
go
Byron,
I'll go talk to you.
Yeah, the planning board, I just, you know, they said you know, will you do it? And I
Okay,
said, yeah, and then I got a letter and said, come down, get sworn in, so I don't know
Do you
how.
have to be sworn in for each position or? Oh, okay.
Kevin Smith, I think, is from Conservation, and
So
then
we
Bill Murphy, is at large for the town, for the
found-
town.
Okay, yeah, I would do that. That's in my bailiwick.
How many
Okay,
people
yeah.
are in that committee?
I hadn't thought of that, yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Right,
kind of
it's
what
kind
I
of,
do. I
What she
mean,
does for a living.
yes,
this state, I've never,
right, it's kind of, but.
very weird.
And again, I mean, I'm here as reference, is one of the things I believe that has come up, from the state is is a brownfield site to identify. That would be the only activity right now, potential. You know, we have some that are known, but, you know, could there be something like Corona Films out on West Meadow that is or could be, I don't know exactly what they do. It is one of the other sites, it's going, that needs to be identified.
But the goal is buy and sell. That's the goal, get, identify them
if-
so they
if
can
the-
go for sale,
Right.
or identify what would be good to purchase.
Yeah, it's kind of like, and as properties are acquired, the treasurer is there, so Melissa then comes in and gives the report, the update status on the properties that are in the tax taking process. So those, like I say, are slow, they end up slow to come in, but in the last 3 years, we've had 2 auctions. And
Yeah,
some-
I mean, I tell you,
and
this
some of
is
the
the only
properties-
state that does.
Yeah, some
This
of the,
is incredible.
Hmm.
Because most counties, or towns, however they do, want to get their property on roads,
right,
instead of sitting there making no money.
right, but you, the state has lots of.
Yeah, I
lots of-
understand that, yeah,
lots of the-
crazy.
Okay, so we had, Mary Jane volunteer, so all in favor?
Aye.
And I thank you, Mary Jane.
You're welcome.
And again, we can, you know, if you need anything from me.
Call,
just, you know, like, we can do that, okay, so.
So,
um,
oh, I didn't want violation response. You weren't here for that. so you
Yeah,
didn't
so-
violate anything.
We,
Yeah, so I can't
next,
vote on that.
next on the agenda, we have taken care of that, moving to, the open meeting law violation response. Based on our conversation last meeting, I've taken that and tried to put our response into this, so on the back of the agenda is the response. Kathy, do you want to see the copy of the violation?
Oh, do you have it, or?
Yeah, I sent it to that other email.
Oh, okay.
Town clerk.
No, I have a Gmail address, but I don't remember the password. I have it written down someplace, I think.
I know.
If not, I'll make up another one. We'll do that. Thank you, John.
I guess my only question on this is, do you feel this response will be sufficient?
I think so. It addresses, well, it addresses that we recognize that we had an agenda to go through the, transfers at the end of the year. During some of that, our discussions went off topic a little bit. You know, it's kind of like we mentioned some things that were pointed out in the open meeting law violation that weren't on the topic of approving the transfers.
Okay.
So, in addition, I don't explicitly put it in here, but with the training coming up on, and I have to fix it because I think I put September 3rd in here, and that's, just September, okay, so I didn't put
You
the
didn't put
date.
anything.
So, no, so I'll put the date of the 4th in there. And the idea is that we are going to be trained. We received the open meeting law, handout and training material in the meeting, and we are doing better. We plan to do better sticking to the agenda, and we came up with the overall process of if we're getting off topic, we need to police ourselves and just speak up and say, point of order, I think we're not to the agenda. And very quickly, if we're getting off topic, so I think we really addressed it. The other two items were brought up as a result of adding correspondence in the change of the agenda that night where I put correspondence. So with those two items, with that, we'll ask the questions at the training, can you not add correspondence if it came in within the 24 hours?
Right, what are the
So
rules for
we'll get
adding to the,
Right, so we recognize, and we won't do it until we've had clarification from legal counsel.
On the fourth.
Yeah.
So, does this happen to all committees,
It can happen to
or
all
we kind of
committees.
singled out?
We are not singled out.
Okay.
This show just happened that, we maybe did it, and maybe we got a little loose because this was a training year. 50% of the group was new to finance committee, so we did a lot of.
There's a lot of questions and answers that
There
we
was a lot of-
needed, that we had and needed
Right,
the answers.
and I
to.
think that may have where we start straying from the agenda.
But I think for the new people, myself included, I think we need that exercise and that discussion, and
Mhm.
I understand going off topic, but
But
where
some-
does it go off topic and include our learning experience?
experience, see, that's the thing. And maybe at the training, could ask the attorney,
Oh,
That's-
the
That was
attorney,
my
yeah.
intention, was to say,
because,
is there an agenda item that says any questions that have arisen from this, or how do we? how
I
do we
guess
do
the
that?
way we
Because
word
are-
it, any and all information that we may
Yeah.
bring forth at the time,
because,
mean-
The total discussion in
I-
question came out of the transfer. It was initiated by the transfer itself.
exactly, so
Yeah.
I
discussion
don't remember
is the key.
exactly
What's
what
the
the transfer
scope?
was and where it went, but I do remember specifically that the transfer itself led us in that direction.
So Dawn, is there
Yeah.
language that we could put into the agenda that kind of umbrellas anything that could happen as a result of a discussion?
And those are questions I want to put in paper so that, Adam is prepared at the training to address them.
Okay,
I don't want to just hit him that day and he has to go back and research them if he can get it out there. I think other committees will have the same question.
because as a learning, if you discuss things pop in your head that you
Mhm.
want to learn.
Right.
And it may kind of violate, but you're still trying, but if you don't ask it at that time, then you're not learning anything.
right,
Or-
right.
So,
Or is it up to us at that point to say, this needs to be an agenda item to discuss at the next meeting and we capture the agenda
Yeah,
for the next
okay.
time? Again,
yeah,
I have a question about, it's off topic, and it's kind of like, and we hit it, so because there are a lot of questions that come up. There's a lot of detail. There's a lot of undocumented things. It's kind of like, I happen to be scrapping some papers today and I found something else that I thought was interesting. It's kind of like, so that is now triggering and I'll put it on the agenda going forward. It may be a little bit of fall into a little bit of the topic that we're gonna cover tonight, but we'll see how that
but
goes.
I'm sure it's not unique to just this committee, because there's other committees where there are new people who are trying to learn.
Right.
And, and
Right.
not,
And,
it's so hard.
Right.
To
Yeah,
learn.
It's so broad.
Yeah.
it is, it's kind of like, especially with, again, we handed out the handbooks this year, that's the first time we had that. And we'll get to one of the items with MMA as we go.
Oh, definitely.
Um,
Okay.
So, yeah, Yep, that's good. So is there anything else to add to the response?
I'm just gonna put the
I
date
haven't
in
got it
there,
already.
right?
I can put the
September.
exact date, yeah.
I would just
September
put September
4th.
September 4th,
Okay. Yeah.
just to make sure that it's,
Mhm.
We didn't do anything like this, but what does additions and deletions mean?
The
If we're not
additions,
allowed to do any, if we're not about to talk about something that wasn't 36 hours or 84 hours ahead
I
of
think
time.
it's 24, 48, 40,
48.
I think it's, yeah, the 48, thank you. Ex-town clerk has.
Yeah, I
it's
expect
gonna-
so, I certainly hope.
But
I don't know, are you sure you just didn't leave that behind when you left the,
I
close the
did,
door behind
half my brain is
Yeah.
still there.
Yeah, no, exactly, it's kind of, if you were at the last election, it's kind of like in the room.
you?
But yeah, so it's 48 hours before, and that's the thing, it's kind of like, everything could be relative. Is it from when the email was sent, or was it from the email was read? It's kind of like, in my case, I wrote them that day, and I said, oh, I need to add correspondence, so we talk about it, because I thought they were topics of interest. So we'll get clarification from the attorney, make sure that we're following open meeting law, and if a correspondence identifies a problem and it's gonna go into something, again, that could be added to the next meeting agenda item. It's kind of like, so we can say, this is the correspondence, this is what we have. If there's an action item that comes from it, we don't address it in the meeting, we go to the next. We put it as an agenda item.
So John, if somebody has a complaint that we violated this law,
Mm-hmm.
and can we get an opinion from town council if we violated it or not before we start addressing it as a,
I
as a
regret
we
nothing
did something
personally.
wrong?
Yeah.
I'm not saying this
Yeah,
one
no,
particularly,
it's
but
kind of
I
like,
mean,
at this point, because where we are, I'm just at the cusp of needing to get the reply in. Maybe that's what we should have done when we have it reviewed by town council.
yeah, and then we'll get on the page.
Right.
Do we know who this is from?
Yeah, it was in. the
I think it was in,
It was in the
the,
complaint that we got.
Oh.
yeah, the name.
The name of the
It's,
person?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's there.
yeah, they need to submit their name
To-
with
Oh,
it,
his
with
name.
it, so it's kind of like, so all open meeting law violation, forms require that they're signed. It's not like the records request where you can have some funny name that's generated by Google.
Oh, right,
Or
right, right,
ethics
right.
complaints,
Whereas a complaint, you need to know.
Ethics.
yeah.
Is this an ethics
No,
complaint?
this is an open meeting law, but if it was an
Yeah.
ethics complaint, you don't need
It's
to.
similar.
know.
They won't divulge that.
Mm.
Oh, that's
Right.
good to know.
Right, and the other part that goes with this, me being the way I am, I looked at it, and we don't, when they come in, we don't assign a number to them so that they're tracked by number. They're just a piece of paper that comes in, the town clerk receives it and sends it on. And I'm thinking, should it get a number assigned to it for the town? And so that they can say, open meeting law 2025 dash.
Oh, you mean how many we get in a year?
Or assign a number to it so you can know exactly which document you're
So if
looking
you're
for.
talking, so if we talk about it next time, we can say, well, this is,
Say you,
Right.
say you
Right.
receive 3 of them,
right,
and maybe
Yes, I know.
Harrison would be the one to,
I'm thinking, yeah,
to
because,
do that because he gets
Right.
them.
yeah, we
So-
started that with the
So we
municipal.
get a signed number.
So
Right.
the first one would be 2025-01, 2025-02,
Right,
and
yeah,
like that, but if we had
nothing-
3 of them,
Nothing fancy, but you'd know exactly
just
which one
that
you're
way,
talking
right,
about.
you can say, oh, we're
and
talking
that,
about
that's
this
a
one.
good idea, I never thought of that.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
maybe you could put
We can
a
do it for
letter,
ourselves.
in there, so
Yeah.
finance or select board or,
Right.
or.
Yeah,
or-
FO1 or.
Right,
Or
the file
something.
name I put on this is, OML July 9th meeting, whatever, so I know specifically if I'm opening a file, it's specific to an open meeting law violation on July 9th. It's kind of, but
Something
that's,
like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
it's kind of,
Let's
but,
hope we don't have to do that, maybe.
no, it's kind of like, this, I think, was eye-opening a little bit.
Oh,
It's kind of
shocking.
like,
I'm shocked.
and kind of like, so, we'll continue. So with
Yeah,
that,
I'm sure too.
Mhm.
I will make the suggested update of putting in the specific date for the training and send the reply back to town clerk and get it to the person that submitted it. Okay, that is open meeting law. Next item 3, 2.3, MMA, and that's not mixed martial arts, it's not United Fighting League, that's Mass Municipal Association. We have received our annual invoice. I believe I sent everybody a copy just so you knew the amount.
The invoice to be a member?
The invoice to be an annual member, last year I think it was 194, this year is 201.
Per person,
No, this is for the finance committee.
as a
itself,
whole,
As a whole.
so it's 201.
It's, yeah, so as I did last year, I would not authorize paying it until the whole board agreed that it's an invoice.
Oh, you wanna vote on that?
Yeah, it's kind of like, so I would accept the motion to say to pay the invoice of $201.
I'll make the motion to pay the $201 membership, annual membership fee for the Massachusetts
Municipal
Municipal
Association.
Association.
And a second,
Second.
any discussion? None being heard. Since we're all in the room, voice vote.
And
All
Grant,
in
yeah.
favor?
Oh,
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you should ask for any opposed, just to be sure.
Yeah,
Any opposed? I heard,
oh, yes, it
I
should
heard,
be in
oh, yes, it's, but any opposed? No, none heard?
I vote both.
Unanimous.
There we go.
Okay, next on the MMA.
I
One
just
of,
want you to know, I am signed up.
you are
I am.
already.
Yes, I am.
Okay, now, did you have to pay upfront?
No.
Okay, so there's gonna be a fee, which is okay. It's kind of like, because we have money in that account.
Is that the $5,000 account?
It is 750 total.
750?
We have dues and memberships for
Uh-huh.
750,
Right.
and then we have the $40,000 line for,
Oh, okay, so
so we have two lines.
we
So
can stay
so-
overnight.
So how much is
Okay.
this?
I don't know what the fee is. Is it
it's
good?
$75. No, sorry, $65 for
Oh,
AFTC
that's-
conference members,
Oh,
and
that's
75 for non-member.
this here?
It's
that-
on the,
Oh, sorry.
the third sheet he gave us.
This,
Yeah.
oh,
The third
okay.
sheet.
so
oh,
that's-
are we all members?
We are all members by default because we're on the
No, that
finance
one
committee,
is,
and we
Okay.
just signed the
But
invoice.
if we all went, we would all have to pay the $65.
$5, okay.
Oh, okay.
And when you just sign up online?
You just go there.
I believe there's a link in
Okay,
in here.
Yeah, you go, you can type online.
is there a link in here?
Um,
Okay, where did
No, it might be on the MMA site itself.
okay, so
How
just
did
go
I
to,
get it? Did you send it to us?
I don't think so, but I'll, I
Because-
do want
I didn't see any.
because I didn't see
I
anything
must
about
have
an
got something
invoice.
from something
Did you
else.
send that like late today? About the invoice? The only thing I got from you was the agenda.
Okay, I
Yeah,
thought
that's all I got as well.
okay, and my apologies, it must be sitting in
Unless
my
you,
draft.
unless you send it to a different.
It could be lost
So
in,
how do you sign up?
Yeah.
be lost in the wires.
So I
It-
guess
it-
you have to go on
It's gotta be, it's in my draft and not, I didn't hit that.
Municipal Association.
Yeah, 'cause the last email I got from you was
This
$5.
is
right?
through the
I-
internet?
I believe we
Yeah.
should, if we're going there
We always
to
did.
learn, because the two course,
We attended something a long time ago with DSL or whatever it was called.
DLS,
I
yeah.
think I got it.
And, yeah, the committee paid for that one, and
Yeah.
this
Okay.
looks like something that would be a nice backup to what we're doing next week or something.
Okay, so,
Now,
Is it in Worcester? Where is it?
And.
Sharon.
I-
Sharon. that's
wherever
it.
Sharon is.
It's in Sharon,
It's
so
in
it's a,
Worcester.
No,
No,
that's
it's
oh,
near
South
more,
Shore?
I don't have,
Foxborough, I think, isn't it?
yeah, I think
probably
it's
more.
down that way, yeah.
Once I leave Worcester, I don't know.
it's a
All right.
and everything.
Well, you know, figure out where it is.
That is Sharon.
Um,
This should be interesting.
yeah, and the other piece is, and it's here,
Norfolk
Third.
County
third line from the bottom on the first page.
By Norwich.
On the
October
first,
18th, forget it.
Training.
Third
I'm in
bullet,
Virginia.
or third bullet, the 2025 edition of the Finance Committee handbook will be released at the meeting.
meeting.
Will they give it to us or do we have to buy?
I think it will, if
Free?
they're saying it will be available, then we should have it. If not, so this is an update, we had the 2021 published last year, this will be, it's been 4 years, so it will be updated.
Do we know how many of us are going?
Yeah, let's,
We don't yet, it's kind of like we.
Yeah, I just have to look at my calendar, but I'll probably go if I'm not, don't have anything that
I'd
day.
love to, but I'm in Virginia, I hope, I pray.
Hmm.
Jay,
I don't know yet.
Yeah, probably.
You're gonna be watching.
You wanna go?
Jerry, do you wanna go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 4 of us, 4 girls?
As long as I
And
don't
Dave
have any,
wants to go, you can,
Dave doesn't want to
yeah.
go.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just have to go home and get it.
You can try.
I don't typically plan
I
My
don't know my
weekend's that far
calendar.
in advance.
Yeah.
I know
Yes,
when
Saturday.
It's a Saturday. Yeah, I just gotta
It's
check.
9 to 2, so
Yeah.
that's not bad.
So I
Yeah.
need to check, but
You're home.
I wanted to bring it out at the meeting, so
Yeah.
that as we sign up,
So who's gonna send it?
if you have to give, hopefully just say, invoice the town and the invoice will come in and.
Okay,
Oh.
that's interesting.
Oh, just, what would you have to do to get reimbursed by the town?
We see if they'll invoice the town as you sign up.
Oh,
Oh, good, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
Okay.
and have it come in, attention finance committee, we'll
oh,
get it.
okay, okay.
Kind of,
Dawn, have you
Yeah.
sent this out by email? Because there's a thing here, registration with a,
Okay.
Where do you
they'll probably
see that?
be like- Okay.
Where do you
I
see
have not sent it
registration?
yet.
on
Oh,
the
the
back.
little
it's a-
square on the bottom.
I
Oh, I see,
I can send a
okay.
link to this, because
Okay.
this is printing their page. So I'll send the link to the page and you can get.
Oh,
the
okay,
information
Okay,
for it.
all right, then that'll make
Oh,
it easier
listen
to register.
This, a tale of 2 or 3 overrides. A rising number
Yeah.
of communities face Proposition 2.5. We need this.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
I'd love to go. but
Yeah.
Right, and I think the other part is, and I don't, is getting the opportunity to network with other towns. that,
Right.
um,
That's important.
Well,
Right.
the planet.
Oh, yeah, that's Dawn's not to it.
Yeah, that would be good if we did
We
that.
don't do that now.
Any additional questions on that?
Mm.
It-
Yeah, tell them to move the date.
Yeah, okay, that sounds like a fun day.
That might be fun.
Yeah,
Check out the restaurants.
oh, yeah,
Yeah,
it looks like lunch
Or
is
stop in-
included.
I have priorities,
Stop at
Okay.
the outlets down
travel
there.
priorities.
Stale, let's, yeah.
They gotta be down there at some.
Are they?
Oh, the Rentham outlets?
Yeah.
Oh,
They
I mean,
done-
the
it's-
outlet, oh,
I don't know.
October.
It-
Off topic. Point of order, point of order.
I'm
All
sorry.
right.
Yep,
Yep.
thank you.
Okay,
Okay. Item 4, I mentioned meeting minutes review. I had sent, now, if you didn't get email from me, it doesn't sound like you get all, I sent all the meeting minutes attached. But you-
no,
I'm sorry,
the
yeah,
only
I just
email I
have
got
not
from
had a
you was
chance.
the agenda.
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten
There was
anything else.
the second email that has them, maybe because it was a lot of files.
Maybe it's in
it
your
was
sent
too big.
folder and it hasn't sent yet,
Outbox, that's the outbox.
of the outbox or whatever.
Yeah, too many files in there, it may have been rejected.
It may have been
Oh,
rejected
that
because
that
it's too
happens, I
big.
don't get everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Unless
kind
you
of
say
like,
how many.
right, it's kind of like, it was on the order of 12, I think.
Oh,
So-
big one.
Yeah.
So I'll break it up and, or print them and get everybody copies.
So then,
I'll
in
resend.
that email was the 2026 BVA review, which is July.
It was July's PBA, only July's. So did everybody get that? Kind of like I
Do
forwarded.
you have it, and I can
I'm
print out
sorry,
a
I have
copy?
not opened my
No.
email.
I didn't print it.
Okay.
It's kind of like I only had the hard copy of it, so, I apologize. I did not follow up to say.
Okay.
I wonder if you sent too many files.
The BBA was just a forward from,
Oh, that was one, that was
That was
just
by
one.
itself. It was-
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
Yeah.
I did.
The last one I got from you
Oh,
was
did
on
you?
Friday.
Can't believe I
Oh,
got it.
Jerry got it, everybody got it.
Everybody must have got
Oh,
it.
what day did you
Jerry
get it,
decided.
Terry? Did it say?
Was it Friday, probably Friday, maybe Saturday? Saturday morning?
I'm thinking
Oh,
Friday. Did you get it?
Oh.
He doesn't have the right email.
Well,
No, that's the wrong one, I'm sorry, you did not get it.
Okay.
You did not get it?
No, you
Okay.
did not.
I don't want you to be special.
I know. Okay.
Should we-
I'll send an email that says I've sent, did you get them, and ask everybody.
Should we defer that discussion then till next time?
Yeah, we don't know when the meeting is, but, yeah, I think at this point, it's kind of like it's not.
Defer to next meeting.
Yeah, if you don't have the files, it's kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Oh, Jerry,
What?
this is you.
What?
Right.
Discuss standardization of forms to be used
Oh,
in
yeah.
budget review process.
Yeah.
So that was on the budget. We didn't have the list, but, as we went through, we have the Excel files that we get from each department head. And those are the pieces. The one I mentioned before, is a form, and we've used it rarely, but we should get it and standardize it.
Is that form also in like an Excel file?
This one looks like it was a Word file. All of the others were Excel files, so, I want to separate. The one I'm talking about that I ran into is, at annual town meeting, we set all the revolving fund balances of what they in the bylaws. If a department comes up and needs a change to and to increase the revolving account limit during the year, there's a form that finance committee votes on and records their result, and the select board. So the select board and the finance committee can raise the level of a revolving account outside of the
Town meeting.
annual town meeting. Right.
We did that.
We've done it twice, I think. But again, get into the standardization, couldn't tell you if anybody could find where that form was. And much like the transfer request forms and the reserve fund transfers, I created those from scratch this year.
Yeah.
And so when we talk about standardizing, I want to take a look at the form and say, we have the right information, we're getting the right information in the form, and then post it on the finance committee webpage, and instead of being some shared drive somewhere or a copy of a Word document somewhere that somebody has,
Right.
they can always come get the most recent copy.
So, yeah, I would recommend that you make that in Excel again, if you can.
Yeah.
So that, it becomes easier to compile into one big Excel file that then you can
You can, yeah. I mean,
cross-reference on sheets and stuff.
Something I've done in the past life, is I have a sheet where you enter all your data and individual worksheets that take each individual line and put it into something that's printable.
Right.
So, once
It's
we,
kind of, so it, I mean, it's anybody can do it with any kind
Oh,
of
right.
database,
Yeah.
but,
Not any.
no, it's
not
kind of
anyone,
like,
but
yeah.
you're
It's kind
good
of
with
like,
that.
so if you enter, just have a column that says, department or account number, account name, description. It's kind of like all of those things. Then you can take them over to another sheet just by linking the cell, and you have a sheet that you can then print in a standard form. It's kind of like, so.
Remember a couple of years ago, in my bookkeeping system, one thing, I mean, it's just long, it goes from January to December 30th, and January 1st to December 31st. I only needed a little piece out in the middle. I remember somehow I blocked it all off, and it doesn't matter what the columns are, you the description, and even if you need to shorten the description to get it all on
You grab.
at 11, 8.5 by 14 or 11 by 17, whatever size you want, you can shorten
Mhm.
the account number because each department has its own first half of that account
Mhm.
number.
Right.
And then then all you have to do is below that with
Mhm.
all the last half of each account number.
Mhm.
And I don't see any reason why, except for some really complicated, spreadsheet that each department can't be fit on one, actually 11 by 14, really.
Yeah, but,
And that includes the extra pieces of the dollars. This was, for this year, that year, and the first year. So that you have this is what's going on, this is what your budget's supposed to be, and this is what it has to be.
mhm.
But that's after we get the information.
Right, but in order to fill in the blank, you would give it you would give
But that's.
the blank last column, budget, to the people. Last year's budget, the year before budget, the year before budget. Okay, so they have an idea of history, and then fill in the blanks.
Oh, I see.
Right.
And then then it gets entered into the machine after it's been discussed and saying, this is what it's gotta be. And then, I mean, it's always changing and always re-upping and whatever.
Mhm.
But, then the number could get entered in. And that's on my simple term. He knows,
Well,
he's got a science degree, a doctorate degree in Excel compared to my
Right.
kindergarten.
Yeah.
Now, does
I'm with you,
DLS,
Sam.
do you know, Dawn, if DLS has a form for the department heads that we can just take off DLS form?
I've looked, I don't think,
You couldn't.
I don't think they get to that big detail of a level. I know they have the 5-year estimate, going forward. They have that worksheet out there, but they don't want to tell every town where they are. And if I talk, it's kind of like, I'm gonna mention, the correspondence, and it's 2.6.3. The select board has said that they're looking to go back and look at ClearGov software again.
And then software we had a couple years ago?
Yeah, it's kind of like, so, when we,
Why did we give it up in the first place before we even tried it?
Next month.
yeah, I think at next meeting, we'll talk details
Okay.
of it, but you're right, it's kind of like,
That is an excellent question. I mean, if we purchased it,
we didn't purchase it.
oh, we didn't.
It's not a purchasable item. It's kind of like we got a grant to try it out. It was a 1-year grant for
Oh.
$17,000, which is probably more now. They license it depending on the number of users and what options you choose to use, because they even had a capital planning
Oh.
section. So it's all licensed, and you're gonna pay based on how many different
Different areas. we're gonna use
you
it for.
integrate into it. So it's kind of like, so I don't, if somebody offered me to pay for a package, I would, on my personal, I would not do it. I would come up with something on my own. It's kind of like, because then you're tied to it. Not sure that, and we've had experience, town administrator to town administrator, that people say they find, error in formulas and cells. And so as a result of that, by going with a package that generates this, we wouldn't be looking at that. If somebody does an insert cell or a copy or paste or cut, it's kind of like, or puts an absolute reference in, things get messed up. It's kind of like there are problems with it. It's if you use absolute references and don't know the impact on formulas of inserting versus copy and paste.
You're talking about ClearGov could have those glitches.
ClearGov
No, he's
probably
saying that
doesn't. Because
ClearGov
it's
might have less chance to have those glitches,
Right.
because
Oh.
they've gone through its development and testing process.
They're more like a database than anything else.
The Excel spreadsheets that we've used has had I don't know if it's decimal point errors,
Oh, yeah, we
Or-
found those. in
but I
the-
know that whenever we certified the budget, it was always off like 2 cents or 4 cents or
Because
something.
you're supposed to use the round up function.
Yeah,
It's kind of like, and last time I knew that was used, Teresa Walsh was interim town accountant. It's kind of like,
So when it says here, discuss recommendations to select
Mhm,
board,
right.
so what are we gonna
I-
recommend to them? Like
um,
ClearGov versus something else?
I think so, you know, it's kind of like, because or the other, it says recommendations, but maybe it's questions for them. How do we pay for this on an ongoing basis? You know, you're adding a price, you're adding a price for software into the budget. Can we afford to pay for it without doing it 2.5, or, you know, it's kind of like, is there another grant? Is it gonna be 1 year? What's it look like on year 2, 3, 4, 5?
Oh,
It's kind of like, so it's kind of like, if we're saying we're gonna use ClearGov, you know, what's the implementation thing? Are you gonna have
You're
a,
committing,
right,
you're committing money going forward for that, and you're kind of at the mercy of what they decide to charge at that point.
right.
right, so they got the golden handcuff
Yeah.
on them, so you're in, yeah.
It's kind of, yeah, so there's that piece. There is the validation piece. This is, probably goes into my area that I was working in when I last had a job. You would have a software project. You would start with something and you have low data in, and then you have data validation. And then once you've validated that data, you can say, okay, now let's go production data, because you had test data. So is there a project manager that's gonna be running this to make sure we get good data in, outputs are good? And then it's okay to run and put your budgets in going forward?
Well, I think that was the issue with the ClearGov, wasn't it, that nobody knew how to put the data in, or to review.
Or validated on the way
Right.
out, so it's kind of like, so those are the questions that we would have.
Is there a training to go along with it, user training?
I'm
We
sure
have-
there's training, but they probably charge you for that
We-
too.
Oh, yeah.
We asked for the training and we never received training last time. It kind of,
Well, if you're gonna
So
have
we-
people input data, they need
Yeah,
to be
gotta know how
trained,
to do it.
they need to be
Right.
trained on it.
right, and then every year, the department heads are gonna be putting their data in to do their budgets for
Right,
the year.
and the problem with training is,
Who does
if I do
who's
the
doing
training now and I start putting my data in December, how much of that training are you gonna remember? I'm not gonna remember
You're not
much.
gonna remember much of
it?
anything.
Yeah, you gotta
Right.
do it.
Yeah,
It's-
So the timing of it is tough, and
Yeah.
Right, so project schedule, it's kind
I
of
mean,
like, what's the
that's a-
project schedule, what's that kind of thing, it's
it's
kind of
gonna
like.
be an expensive, it's gonna be an
And-
expensive
and
item
it's gonna
if
be-
we did that, I
Right.
think.
So what's the
I think it
alternative?
goes
what-
beyond
what-
just
The
the cost.
alternative is Don spreadsheets, is the alternative.
And then if,
Well,
Don-
that's-
and if, all right, but
But-
let me just say, if Don dropped dead tomorrow,
Resigns.
then.
Resigns, let's go with
Resigns,
resigns.
okay, resigns
he moves
tomorrow.
away, he
He
goes to
moves away.
I-
Hawaii.
Yeah,
Then you're left, because I had this problem in the
Mhm.
federal, in one of my things, is.
So, yeah, you're right,
The guy developed the software,
Mm.
and then it was,
Yeah.
he was the only one that knew how to do
Yeah.
it. And if Don goes away and moves to
Dawn
Florida,
has to train
no,
somebody.
but that's the thing, it's kind of like,
You have to train
I-
somebody.
something I learned, on another project that I was dealing with, people were saying, do we do it this way? And I said, no, there's a better tool. And I realized, I know the tool, they don't know the tool. It's kind of like, it's not better for them if I know the tool.
Right,
It's kind of like, it's gotta be something that they know and they can
I mean,
pick up on.
but
And-
that issue is gonna exist no matter how we do it.
Right, it's kind of
Right.
like, there's gonna be,
I mean,
institutional knowledge.
That issue is going to exist no matter what we do. If we don't do anything on standardizing, that issue is still gonna.
what do
yeah, but we do have to standardize.
there's
that.
no
Right,
government,
and it's,
Massachusetts kind of budget software
Well,
for the
is that
towns?
ClearGov, isn't
Is
it?
that what that
I
is?
think it is.
Oh,
Are there a
that's
lot
very
of ClearGov
complicated.
type things, or is
I-
only one?
I don't know if there are, I haven't looked out there, but it would be good to see. I mean,
I wouldn't expect there would be many, because,
no, but there's
Yeah.
different things that have been done over time for us. It's kind of like.
But I can't see
we've
buying
lost them.
something that's gonna cost more money every year to keep.
Yep, I'll give you that. It's kind of like,
If it can be done for free.
Mhm. Right,
within
yeah.
the
right, but. In you, yeah,
I have, Excel seems to be working very well. It is not known by everybody. I only know a little about it. I know enough to do the necessary bookkeeping. I know a bit about cutting out a piece of it, putting it over there, and when I do a change over there, it happens over here. So in other words, if we send out the fire department and EMS, whatever they call themselves, with that blank column, they enter their request, it happens on the main sheet, you know, the big one,
yeah.
book stick thing
Yeah,
that
there
we
are-
get, and, then we all see it on the board up here, and we always say that, no, it's nice that you want all that money, but you're gonna have to cut 10% off of it somewhere to, you massage that number down to what the town can afford, and, but they can only affect that one, their section of that.
Right, yep,
And
that's
it's something that, but somebody in every department knows, maybe not as much as you do, but knows enough about how to do it, and then somebody with your training can go in there and double check everything, yes,
yeah.
A plus
And I mean, if
B
we give
plus
them the
C,
files
D.
too, they don't have to know much, they just have to know how to
If,
put the
if they
numbers
plug
in.
it in, if your formulas are good, and you just say, fill in your data here, it will auto-populate into the other areas
Right.
you wanna see.
And it's, like I said, but it's not some government secret that if the person who is responsible for it gets hit by a car or goes to Hawaii, I don't know, I'd rather get hit by a car personally, but,
You haven't been to Hawaii, maybe Alaska's better, actually.
Tahiti, I hear is great.
Discuss things.
At least production cooks
So
it,
we're gonna
so.
discuss that at the next meeting, or are we having a discussion now?
No.
Well, I put this,
How do we
discuss
know?
the standardization, so we'd like to see the standardization, but if we're gonna go with the software package, we wanna see how we're gonna get to a point where it's gonna be, come to the standard, and how much is it gonna cost, and how does that fit into the budget?
And why would we need it if we can use Excel? Isn't that important?
Well, those are important, but and again, it's kind of like it's gonna be selling it. I think it'll have to be maybe a separate line that's introduced it, or in the budget. How do we sell this as the investment? It's kind of like, when we talk about people made mistakes in formulas and they put wrong values in and we came up $100,000 short. That's a pretty big mistake. So a $17,000 package prevents you from making a $100,000 mistake in itself.
So would this replace what the department heads do now on the spreadsheets?
Right.
Now,
You would
that's
go
the
directly into.
standardization of forms, is that what you're talking about?
So is it standardizing on the forms or standardizing on a database that
Is ClearGov
is ClearGov or something
Okay.
similar?
Yeah, I mean, I think we could standardize on Excel forms, because I think now you're saying there was not a one Excel format used on all the departments.
I thought there was, no?
Everybody modifies it. There's a lot of individualization.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just filled out what's
Right.
given to me.
Right, but again, when you look at it, you actually don't get a full look at it. You don't see the account number and the account name. You would get office supplies, not the full 011 dash.
Oh, okay. The whole number.
And the whole number. If you start doing that, if you were to take the BBA, dump it out to a spreadsheet, you could bring some of that data over. You would have the full account number, and then going to the BVA is a lot easier because then, not BVA, but the omnibus is kind of like, is a lot easier because you've got the full account number and the full account name as it exists in the accounting system in Vadar. It's kind of like, and so those pieces are easy, could be easier to bring back. It's kind of like, and make it whole. So, it's like, and they have talked about putting together a finance team, which is town accountant, town treasurer, and town administrator to come up and talk about it. So maybe that's our piece, is, our suggestion is talk about the requirements rather than a particular, go in with a known solution, this or this. It's kind of like talk, you really need to look at what are the requirements of what do you, and what best fits it, whether it's, you know, if we don't have somebody with the skills that can run Excel and find errors in cells, then maybe it's better to go out and have a package that costs a little bit of money. It's kind of like, because you may not always have somebody on the finance committee that can double check things.
Now, is that for this upcoming budgeting?
I would have to say, I don't know.
We're getting close.
Right, I mean, we're already in August, and you're 4 months from getting the sheets in December to
Exactly.
fill them out. I don't think you're gonna do a ClickUp software this year.
Right.
So it's standardized this year, I think, in Excel, and move, how do we move from FY '27 being in Excel to whatever the next version is? Or can we use FY '27 and have some interaction to come up with an Excel that seems to work for everybody, has more. So it's gonna, so that was not a lot of detail about standardization, but I think, wanted to get the thoughts going about what do we wanna do, so,
Can we see this ClearGov have,
a test site and a
yeah,
test
test
login.
site that we can fool around with, not right now, but
Mhm.
like at another time, just so we can see what it is
Yeah,
versus what your Excel,
Yeah, like a ClickUp demo site.
yeah, ClickNote, because I have no idea what that.
I think it was generally available, and they use some generic data so that you can look at, you know, if you click on this, you can see what the whole budget is and what departments are general, you know, how much you get a pie chart of how much is general government, how much is, public safety, that sort of thing. So you can click around, and if you want to click, you can double click on some of the departments and see detail. So it gives you that little bit of that.
where do you find this?
Let me see if I can,
Is it on
Probably ClearGov.com.
yeah, something like that.
something like that? Okay. Could probably search for it.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I'm not sure exactly sure.
But I think should probably look at this. But is this like the accountant's job?
Actually, it's probably the town administrator.
Again, that's why I think they, in a lot of places, they call it the town finance, so it's treasurer, accountant.
Like that
and
committee,
town
that
administrator.
tri-committee they're trying to talk about?
Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, so they
So
want
are they gonna do it, do we know? Or they
They've done it in
to,
the
it's in,
past.
they have?
yeah, it was, I believe it was in their meeting, and Valerie had sent me it, you know, and I think they want to try to get somebody from the finance committee on there to look at it. Okay, so it's cleargov.com.
Say it again, please, ClearGov.com.
Cleargov.com. Yeah. ClearGov.com.
Thank you.
Okay, one more.
And, I don't think we have the demo login.
Stupid engineers.
Theirgov.com, right?
Cleargov.com.
I'm interested.
That's the exciting. Okay.
And one M, not NN.
So, yeah, and again, they have different modules. They'll have the regular budgeting software, they have capital planning, you know, so it's kind of, there is a few modules that can do those kinds of things. So it would help with, I know Teresa Morse looked at the capital planning side of it and wanted to make sure that if we brought it in, we brought in the capital planning side too. You know, so that was a couple of years ago.
I would definitely need somebody to explain to me why it would need to cost so much.
How much is it?
I mean, I know that once you build something, it needs to be fixed every, 3,000 miles. And,
Well, the software
but
update,
the cost of building and the cost of maintaining doesn't seem to match the cost of what they tried to rent it to us for last time, if you remember. I went in there the last time, it's a long time, but I do remember saying, what are they talking about? This doesn't make any sense at all, and this was the demo, and, it, was basically set on I think it was a fictitious, town or community, and, none of it made any sense to me, and it's kind of like, if you can't even figure out a little of it, that's a lot of money to spend on something that you can't figure out, even, just as I said, we went from paper bookkeeping to Excel, and, the double entry bookkeeping and all that, so I knew a little bit about where I need to be, and I couldn't figure it out at all, so I kind of quit reading it. I have much more important things to do than read nothing. But I'm willing to look at it again, but I don't quite understand the cost. It sounds like here down towards the bottom of this in page, there's a picture of a bag in front of trees and like a pie chart, a bar chart next to it. And that's a lot of engineering that is totally unnecessary for for what we're trying to do. We don't need any pretty pictures.
well,
So do we have to do homework to come up with this conversation at the next meeting?
I'd like people to think about it. If you want me to resend some of the files that we looked at last.
Well, I'll look and see if I got it, and I'll let you know.
Well,
So you don't have to-
we have, we have, what, I thought we had, kind of like, did we send out all but I didn't know if anybody kept them around. It's kind of like all the Excel files that we looked at.
Oh, you mean from the last year?
Yeah, those, see, that's,
I have them all over my house.
yeah, so you've got,
Oh, yeah, I
So-
have some
Some
here
here,
and
some
some
there,
there,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so you want us to
But
gather
we-
them all up?
well, it's kind of like not all of them, but it just use a sample of them and, of where things were different. It's kind of like, oh, what was good.
I still have the book.
Well, that's, yeah,
Is the
that's,
book the same, is the book in the
the
same?
book is pretty much the same, so if we go over the book and if we need a book. we can
Okay,
get
well,
through
you need a book.
Book.
Yeah,
Kathy needs a book.
Yeah, I've got Andrea's from last.
Oh,
year.
this
Oh, yeah, this is the book.
Yep.
That's one thing, remember last,
The book
the
was
the book,
good. The book was
but the
good.
thing is, when different departments filled it in, they didn't fill it in the
Same.
same way.
That was
And
what I-
they used different names for the
But it's
same
for the
thing.
things, yeah.
So,
Kind of-
so this year, we gotta tell them, they gotta fill in all the account numbers in,
Right, they gotta get the
They have
account
to
numbers from the,
complete the form.
and complete the form in the justification.
Yeah,
because
nobody
some of
put
them-
anything about justification on it.
So
Remember
that's,
last year?
those are the kinds of things, it's kind of like one of the,
But that would come, that would come when we meet with the different department heads, wouldn't it?
well, we need to do
Before
it,
they need it, to keep
right,
turning in.
before they need it, it's kind of like, or
I still
we
have
give,
that book.
we
I
give
do
our
have that
direction to town
I think I do.
administrator who
Yeah.
sends it out with if they need examples, we can work and create
But it's,
examples.
the forms weren't that hard to fill out, except everybody was all over the place.
Everybody did them
It's
differently, but I think there were a couple that we said, ooh, that's a nice,
Yes,
that's
they were,
Maybe you're right, some
So,
people were great.
create the gold
I
standard.
wonder,
Yeah,
Was
I'm
it
gonna-
James Smith?
was it
Highway?
Kathy? No, was it Katie?
I
Might have
think,
been Katie.
I
The
actually,
one
I
was-
think I have my book and I think I kind of wrote notes.
Okay.
I'll have to go look at my
But
book
could we
and
then
see.
meet with the department heads and go over it and say, okay?
Right, do
justification.
you wanna have,
Yeah, I
like, a
think we
training?
should do that.
We
Yeah,
talk about
I
a
really
training,
do.
yeah, this is the training we
Because
wanna
we
do,
want
we
them
wanna
to-
say.
Right.
We want them to
Oh.
come in all the same, with all the same information, so
Correct.
that
Makes
when
it a
we
lot
see
easier.
them,
It
we
does.
can follow what they're,
Right,
We set a
doing.
date and invite them and they come.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't we do it at like a certain time, like at 3 o'clock before they go home? I mean,
I
this
think
doesn't
we
have to
can,
be all afternoon.
yeah, it's kinda like we exclude Dave at that point, and
Oh,
sometimes
Dave.
Sam, but I think if.
But he doesn't have to learn how to do it, he's not a department head.
Right, but he's gonna have the input into it to say, this is what we'd like to see. And some of this is on the output, what do we want, how do we want it printed so it's in the book? To be honest with you, I like an 8.5 by 17, so it's folded, so you can unfold it and see the whole thing out instead of this tiny.
It's gotta be bigger
tiny
letters.
print you're trying-
oh,
Yeah.
instead of having it on separate pages.
Right,
I
yeah.
agree.
Oh,
Oh, the
okay.
You know,
separate
so,
page things,
so the
yeah.
output,
Oh my
yeah,
God,
separate
paging
pages, and
on
how do
them.
you
Yeah,
carry
I mean,
and
yeah.
tiny. It's kinda like, so, all those kinds of
I
things.
actually think it's important that Dave be there though, because he really understands the budget.
Yeah. You're gonna have to
So
do that
we-
day. Well, we could do,
The only
I
thing-
think we can do it in multiples, it's kinda like, I don't think you, because you probably get more one-on-one, you know, it's kinda like if you tried to do 13 department heads, it's probably not gonna.
Yeah, you're not gonna do that one day, you can have to do that, I mean,
In a couple of
individually, you think?
Yeah.
I don't know about individually, but, you know.
or at least a few at a
Me-
time.
you and-
Well, could we have two people come to a 6 o'clock meeting, or would that put them over the edge?
I don't think it would put them over, they're used to being called into meetings and
Right.
stuff.
They don't like it though.
Oh, too bad.
Well, yeah, but
But if you do a department, do it
Right.
like it is a department head meeting type of thing.
Right,
Well, it's
yeah,
their department.
something like that, yeah,
And then they're all together and they can ask questions,
Right, and they all-
which may
right.
Yeah.
May
trigger a question. I might have a question, which means Mary Jane
Has
has
a
a
question.
question about that, or
Right.
yeah,
Discussion, that's called
Yeah.
discussion.
right, yeah, so it's training for that, okay.
I think that would be helpful for all of
Yeah.
us. Because you're right, they were so
They,
over the board.
right, it's kinda like, and so, you know,
And when we got a good one, we said, oh,
right, wouldn't it be
I'm
nice
gonna
if they
see if
were
I
all
can
this,
find
yeah.
that good
Yeah.
one. I'll see if I can find it for the next meeting.
yeah, that's very good, I think,
Mhm.
starting the year off.
Right, before they get it, and if there's anything that has to be done to the forms before they go out, it's kinda like, can you do it? And,
Yes.
okay, so we'll take that. I didn't realize I had, put MMA, I'm sorry, I'm moving on to
Correspondence?
correspondence, but those first two,
We
Well,
covered,
was that the
right?
already
same?
done. Yeah,
Is
that's
that
the same, that's the
That's a
same. I had
duplicate?
put it under
It's a
correspondence.
duplicate, we weren't off topic.
Yeah, because it was the invoice and it reads
Right,
up on the
it's
invoice.
kinda like I wanted to make sure we talked about it, and I put it up there, and I forgot I had it in correspondence.
So we're good. So we
Okay.
talked about the invoice.
And then I had two from the select board, we touched on it a little bit, that, Valerie, and what the select board plans were going forward,
So what does that mean, select board, 16?
They had sent an email that Valerie forwarded things of what they were trying to do, they put together the finance team.
When you talk about the finance team, is that the
That's the.
treasurer, accountant, and town administrator?
Right, and I think it said she'd like to get somebody from finance committee in there. Also, because if they're having a conversation, we definitely, that's the time to get our input, not after the fact when we say.
Right.
Yeah,
So I'll get more detail on that,
depending on when they do those meetings, we might talk me into that.
yeah, okay,
Oh, that's good.
Good, I like that idea.
Mhm.
Put them down.
But it kinda depends on what time those meetings would be done.
What time do you normally get home?
What time do you want them to be?
I normally get home around 4:30ish.
So 6:30 works for you.
6:30 would probably work.
Would 7 be better?
No, I mean, 6 is fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
5:30 might work.
so. Okay.
Okay,
Because I know the later you go in the day, the harder it is for them, because they're working.
right.
Yeah.
And that would be extra hours,
Mm.
right? We don't,
No, yeah, it's kind of like, I'm just trying to think.
They meet during the day?
Because-
I think so.
But they can't do that because they want residents to be the volunteers.
For financing,
Yeah. Oh, the accountant.
the
Right,
accountant, the
Oh,
TA,
because they
and the-
were.
Well, they were,
So it's during
so,
their,
yeah, so
work
they're
hours.
in their work hours,
If they
yeah.
did it on Monday, I could possibly be available during the day for a little while.
Oh,
A lot of
yeah.
times on Mondays, I work from home.
and that,
You can slip
it,
out.
I don't think it'll be a
Right,
regular
okay,
every
kind of.
Monday, it'll probably be
Yeah.
once a month.
Carve out a chunk and say, okay, I'll
Yeah.
go earlier or
Let's-
later that day and take this time in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Okay, let me.
So Mondays, I could probably work in during the day.
Yeah, let me see, it's kind of like, the only thing I can think of that certain people do on Mondays is payroll.
What?
Payroll,
oh,
Kinda like
yeah, every other week.
I thought they were
Every other
eliminating that.
so it depends on what their schedule, what they're planning. So let me go back to Valerie and get. And yeah, that would be good.
Did she talk about anything else?
Well, she mentioned the, software.
Did she talk about the, can I talk about this?
You can ask, it's kind of,
So
because I
did
don't,
she, like, I'm schizophrenic
print
now
it.
about this
Yeah.
off topic. So, did she talk about the DLS best practices of meeting with the school board, finance committee, and the board of selectmen every 3 months? Every quarter, is that
I
every quarter?
I don't recall that being in there, but we can,
Because DLS is saying that that's the best practice.
okay,
um, Which I believe we should be doing. Painful as it probably will be.
And what was that again, to meet?
It was to meet with the school committee, the board of selectmen, and the finance committee quarterly to keep our eyes on the BBA, what's going on.
and so when we talk school committee, it's a three-town.
Yeah, which I guess gets tricky, but that would.
Yeah,
But if that's the best practice.
Yeah.
In the situation that we're currently in, and we're asking DLS to come in and do an audit and review, I think we should probably be following the best practices.
Yeah,
It just makes me feel better.
I can go back to her with that, because she did say anything we need, we can go back to her, so. I will send that back to Valerie with that. Okay, and the last one, from the select board, I received, and I say select board because it came from Sabrina. There is a Townsend Climate Action Committee or action plan being put together. And they're gonna meet on September 9th at 6 to 7. And they asked if we don't have a quorum, if we wanna show up to the climate action plan.
What is
Yeah,
it?
what is
What
that?
is that? Is it about the climate, the real climate,
Yeah,
like weather?
Nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean-
yeah, pretty much.
Well,
It's not-
how does that affect the FinCom? Does it?
It's an all boards request.
You could go
Everybody
if you
should.
want. Because I already looked at it, I said, I'm not
Well,
going.
we're talking
I'm not
about
going.
nature, I mean,
No, it's probably energy and taking away my
Energy
gas
or-
stove
or
and how we're
climate-
gonna go
climate
100%
resilience.
electric in
What-
10 years
Right,
and,
what happens if you have a fire because of climate? You know, you get lightning strike and you have a fire.
oh, you mean they're looking for volunteers, so they're asking people on each board to
It's just
participate?
they're trying to put together the climate plan and they'll probably have the first version of it and they're looking for.
They-
Carol,
if-
are you on it?
We go in and
Oh,
say.
no,
Carol,
"Great,
no,
great."
no,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm the last person you want to
Carol
do
and I
anything
were on
with
the
that.
open
I'm
space
with you.
committee, that
Yeah.
was like a 4-year ordeal that came
Oh,
to
the
nothing.
recreation plan, all
Is that
that,
what it
all,
was?
yeah, the open space and
Yeah.
recreation plan, but it's also in the master plan. And then, I'm getting off topic,
Right,
never mind,
yeah. All right,
that was
so-
gonna go
So.
Are we
crazy.
taking a vote on that?
It's a little bit of.
No.
Okay,
Well,
I will never do
I mean,
it.
the email she sent out just basically was inviting us there,
Hmm.
but asking us not to have so many people that we generate
That we-
more.
So-
have a quorum. So,
Oh,
Oh, okay.
don't
Well,
have to worry about that.
okay, nobody, there's not enough interest to have a quorum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a thing.
We're good, so I mean, if we needed to post, It was gonna be there.
No, if I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
I
Right.
just,
Yeah,
I,
no.
Mhm.
well, if it doesn't have Don Hayes sent it, I'm probably not
I
gonna
mean,
read
the
it.
only reason for one of us to be there is to make sure they don't go, is to try to prevent them from going off the rails.
Off topic.
Oh, that,
No, not
No.
off topic, but off the rails.
No, they are-
Oh,
they are
you
off
need to
breaking.
keep it down and so that we can
Well,
still live our life.
because it talks about, identify the sources of greenhouse gas emissions and action,
Oh, yeah,
outlines
no,
actions
it's
to
it's
reduce
already,
these and things like that. So the only reason I would go to something like that is to say, all right, let's minimize all this garbage that
Right,
you're
right,
talking about because it's pointless anyway.
oh, but you have to deal with the energy, never mind. I've already done with the energy committee and
Oh, I was never on that.
so it's
I
like,
just find it.
okay. So if you wanna
That's
go,
fine.
Dave, you can go because
Dave,
All right.
please represent us.
I
Tell him
can't,
to.
I'll
No.
probably.
Yeah,
Really
drill
what I
bit,
would
really,
say.
yeah.
Jill- Jill Bailey.
yeah, yeah, I don't think
People
we
around
need to worry about that,
Yeah, so,
it being a quorum.
That's good.
No,
It's
yeah.
like we wanted to make sure there was no quorum.
Yeah,
Okay,
so,
we did that, we
okay.
said we were supposed to, no quorum.
No quorum.
Okay, now we're into, we have the
Agenda for
training,
the next
training on
meeting.
the fourth, okay.
training on the fourth,
Training
okay,
on the
yeah,
fourth, I'll
yeah.
probably end up being the late.
Which part of the board does everybody think they're gonna be doing?
Probably, I'm gonna be early.
1 to 3. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do-
Yeah, I'm gonna be late because I've got something going on
I'm gonna
today that I
cancel my
don't know the
appointment.
4-hour window yet.
Right.
It's in the morning.
I know that one.
No,
Two sessions.
it's
Just
two.
two sections.
No.
One to three.
No, it's 1 to 3 and 6 to 9 or something.
Yeah, I think that
Oh, I
might,
don't.
Oh, 6 to 8?
Yeah.
I thought it was 4 to 6.
Like, no, it's like-
Yeah, no, I'm going
So
1 to 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the 1 to 3 because I wanna be in my jammies.
Now, okay, here's a big question. Are we gonna, if 5 of us are there? are we
No,
gonna
there,
break?
that's been answered by one email by somebody on.
No,
I
you
asked the
can
question.
attend a meeting without it being an open
No,
meeting law.
But
Of course.
it's very similar to all of the,
Training.
and annual town meetings. The annual town meeting, we have the quorum there, but we don't have a meeting.
But it
called.
seems that people in town get all hyped up about this your quorum business. Now Jerry, and I can tell you an example, Jerry and I we were on something, there's only 2 of us, I can't remember. We went to a recreation meeting, more people said to us, oh, you're breaking, there's a quorum, you have an open meeting, like, break, we never even opened our mouths.
Right.
And I read in the rules, wherever they were, that it's discussion creates the meeting,
Right,
not the presence in the
correct,
venue.
yeah,
Venue.
right.
That's right.
So that's,
And that's something that's
Well, not
asked
only
the
that,
question
but
at the
you
open meeting law training.
have to have at least 4 of us together to have a quorum.
But I mean,
You can't have a quorum with only 2 of you, no matter what anybody says on Facebook or anywhere else.
yeah, but if you're not talking about it, it doesn't even matter if you're together.
I understand that part
Yeah.
too,
yeah.
but
if you're in a room-
regardless, you can have all the discussion you want between you and her, or you and her.
Or just the 2 of, yeah, or do a 3 of,
In
yeah.
public too.
Oh,
It's not a quorum, you're not the committee. If you have a problem with, or a suggestion, or wanna know something from the place you are,
You know, it's so crazy because they act like you're committing like the biggest federal
Slap
felony
down.
man.
But you know
Right,
what?
right, and that-
Sometimes I
that's all.
wanna
It's
say
to be
to
aware,
those people,
aware of it.
why don't you go become a select board person, or you go on that board? If
Yeah.
you're so critical of the people on the
Yeah.
board, then you should just join the boards, and then you can
that
solve all the
stuff
problems.
worldwide,
Oh, that's
everybody
right.
has to put up with it, just let it flow.
We could all go to that training in Sharon and we don't have to post a meeting.
Because we'd be in the
Because-
car together, God forbid.
What if we,
Well,
what if
those
we,
are-
when we're all in the car together, we
Three-
go
three in
down
a
to
car,
Sharon? And we go,
So,
Agenda for
I
next
think the
meeting?
agenda is, okay,
What is the next meeting?
well, that's the thing, do we wanna talk about the next meeting before we set the agenda?
okay,
Oh, I think,
Oh, I guess so.
next
your pick.
meeting,
we're kind of right,
Do we meet regularly?
should.
According to the website we do, we need to update it because that says Thursdays.
That's what
But,
I was getting a little bit confused with.
Yeah.
But we're not meeting anymore on Thursday.
We had for a while, and then for a while, we moved it to Tuesdays, especially when Eric was here, because by doing every other Tuesday, he was on a schedule, so we had select board and finance committee.
So we don't
and
need
he
to
would
worry
be
about
here.
him anymore.
We need to worry about him. We could go back to Thursdays if that works for
Oh,
people.
I
In the
don't,
evening.
Tuesdays.
We had done Thursday evenings, and when we were all retired, we did Thursday mornings, or afternoon, earlier afternoons. But we do need to kind of set
Yeah,
set
it's
a
easier when you know it's gonna be.
Tuesdays kind of work better for me.
Yeah, I like
Tuesdays
them.
are good, yeah.
So then it's the Tuesdays opposite the select board meeting.
Right.
When we try to do it. So they're meeting the first and the third, of Tuesday. of the
Okay,
month.
First and third
So-
week is the second.
We
and
talked
fourth.
about this last time.
second
No,
and,
The second and the fourth had something to do with
John,
reports
they
as they
meeting on
come
the
out.
first Tuesday or the second Tuesday?
They meet the first and the third, so we could do the second Tuesday and the fourth
Yeah,
second,
Tuesday, and as needed, we can cancel, so
Mm-hmm.
we can set it that it's every other Tuesday.
okay,
well, there's
Okay.
always an extra Tuesday every 3 months.
Correct, as there is in September.
Right.
Um,
So we start from the first, regardless of how many days are in the
Right.
month, the second
Yeah.
and the fourth, period.
so
So
what's,
this
If there's
would
a
be,
fifth, we don't
so
care.
what is the second Tuesday for
the second
September?
Tuesday is the ninth.
Ninth,
The ninth, so our next meeting will be the ninth.
Six.
Right.
0,
9/9,
T,
9/9.
9/9.
9/9,
9999.
And then we're talking 23.
and 23, okay.
Good thing it's not the 24th.
Yeah, I know, it's kinda like,
The town
I
meeting's
don't
the
know.
25th.
right.
We don't have to
And
get ready for that, do we?
Oh,
Do we
yeah,
have to-
far
we
as-
gotta
Happy
say-
And
birthday.
John's voice.
It's,
Oh,
yeah.
happy birthday.
Are we
Meeting on the 25th?
Yeah.
Are we gonna be sitting up there? Are we in it?
I don't believe so, I believe this is
The
only,
planning
7
board,
p.m.
MBTA
it's
communities.
the MBTA communities.
The meeting-
It's
the
a
annual
planning,
meeting?
it's the
No.
planning board is sponsoring it. You have to have, town people have to vote whether they want to adopt
To
it.
adopt the MBTA communities,
Act.
zoning.
I thought it
It's
was a,
zoning.
I thought it was a
we had
rule, I
to.
thought it was a rule. This-
It's,
No,
go
no,
on,
this,
but,
no.
but
Oh, we're
this
off
is,
topic,
this,
but this
oh
is-
yeah, we're off
Yeah,
topic.
you're off
Yeah,
topic.
we're
So
off
we're
topic.
adjourned, I wanna know because it,
Well, afterwards.
okay,
Talk
So-
to Carol,
Yeah,
tell yourself that.
okay.
Right.
I will.
yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, as far as I know, it's only MBTA.
It
communities.
is, it's only
Zoning,
MBTA,
Yeah,
yes.
On the annual town meeting, on this town meeting?
A special
Special.
town
For September.
meeting. And it is only
Oh.
for the, it's
So
only for
I
the
don't believe there's
MBTA.
any financial articles, so it's not anything that we would make a recommendation on.
Okay, so we don't have to get ready for that.
No.
We don't,
What does MBTA have to do with Townsend?
because we're
Oh.
adjacent to an MBTA community that has a
It,
station.
don't,
Who?
Sam, don't
Don't.
ask.
Who?
Yeah,
Don't
don't
go
go
there.
there.
Don't go there.
It's-
It's just,
Later,
don't.
it's kind of like,
It's
we
just
can,
Okay, fine.
off topic.
off topic.
Thank you.
Okay, but that's, but it's a special town meeting.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
it is a
Oh,
special
yeah,
town
yeah.
meeting because
Yeah.
we have to have the zoning for high density housing
Oh, cause
in
we're
order
such
to
a
do it.
urban area.
Yes.
That's right.
All right, so right now we're planning on the 9th and the 23rd
I
of
think so,
September.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think on there,
John.
we can start bringing the,
Okay, so what do we want to think? We want to put agenda items for the
just items,
night?
it's
So for
review the books from.
review the BBA,
Yeah,
Blue
we're gonna review, things that we missed
Oh, in the
today.
blue books?
Reviews,
Okay.
reviews, so it's kind of like, we'll review the BBA. We will, get the minutes out and make sure everybody has access to them. So things that we missed on today, we will get on the
Okay.
meeting. And then if you look at your books and come up with your list of requirements of how do we standardize,
Okay.
how do we standardize what we want to see?
I have something that I want to continue to roll forward,
Mhm.
and that has to do with cash, check, receipt for the
Oh.
town.
Oh, yeah, cash.
I'm really getting very tired of giving the town money, and if the town doesn't own it anymore, I don't own it anymore. The only people that get to play with my money are the banks.
Okay,
So
What's that called, cash check?
check
what?
It
receipts.
cash check. Now, there's no receipt from several places that I do business with that I have given them a check, that anybody else knows that they have that check. Let alone people who will come up with cash. I know there's been discussions about the electronic devices, the, PayPal or whatever they were talking about. But that's not the problem. The problem is the paper, whether it's a personal check or a federal government issued piece of note. It doesn't really matter. It disappears into infinity and doesn't come back for months, if at all.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Your
Okay.
check's not
So-
being cashed.
And I would
Yeah.
like
And
to
nobody
talk-
knows it's lost except me.
Right, so that goes back to the auditor report, that it was the third time. He said they review certain large accounts, but they don't do every account.
Well, they should
So-
go
So
forward.
So it's kinda like-
how do we get those accounts audited?
That's
But
what needs to be audited, is
Absolutely.
every single account
Didn't-
needs to be
I was
audited.
gonna say that's maybe something else we put on. What do
Let's put
what do
that
we
on
think
discussion.
DLS is, talk to DLS about a full, so it's kind of,
Okay.
so
Somebody
we're
likes.
we're only discussing the item to put on
Okay,
there, so,
okay.
what do we want going forward? We wanna discuss the auditor's results and how we implement in town, or do a full, how do you do a full audit to
Should be
see?
a full.
Yeah,
Especially if somebody goes to one of the departments and hands cash over, how do you know that cash ever got to the treasurer?
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah.
wanna watch the movie that Kathy told us to watch, All the Queen's Horses?
Well, that'll
Take
take
that.
I
that.
watched that,
Did you watch it?
yeah, it was interesting,
Very interesting.
but I care more about the $20 bill than the $2 million bill.
That's what she did over,
Yeah, I know, she took all the
Yeah.
20s. Well, somebody's taking some of the 20s, or not, I don't
Okay.
know. And there's nobody in this town that knows that that $20 got anywhere. So, I mean,
that's a good
and-
thing to discuss.
I've had at least one check disappear into infinity. I've had to go through a lot of trouble to make sure that it wasn't lost in my bookkeeping system, by going back to my bank, through the statements, et cetera.
right, because if it shows up, then.
Yeah, okay, that was cashed. Okay, fine, I missed it. It didn't transfer forward, but whatever.
So John, I have
But
another
most of the
question
time they get,
about DLS.
Yeah.
When they come to, do we know what date they're coming?
I have not seen a follow-up to their email that said they were coming in the fall.
Okay, so are we gonna create some kind of a concern list that we?
I think we should, that's, when we were talking about this, the cash flow process, it sort of led to that, what
So you're gonna
questions
put
do
that
we
on the
have?
agenda for next
I'll put
meeting?
that on the agenda for.
I have an item to add.
To that?
Well, no, not to that,
Oh.
a separate agenda item. So I think, I'm not sure if it makes more sense in the first meeting or the second meeting, but we need to add an update on the trash program,
Okay.
how that did. I think we want to get the bag receipts for July and August, see how those are going, and then an update on this, how many signups did we get, by the September 1st timeframe.
Yeah.
But we,
Okay.
maybe you didn't get the email.
Right.
Oh,
It's
from
kind of
Carla?
like Board of Health.
I did not.
I
Board of-
didn't either.
It's kind of like, I'll go over that email list
Okay,
because.
Okay, so we'll do that list.
okay.
It's kind of like, it only had 1 month in there, so, because we don't have August yet. because it's-
Right.
Mm.
Sure, but I just, I think we should
Good
go over
idea.
that.
Okay.
Yep, no,
Because I think that should be a recurring agenda, especially this year when we're using the program for guidance. We need to watch it every month.
right,
Yeah. I think
and
it's a good
so-
point.
Good idea.
It's really-
Okay.
so, yeah, then when we get, and again, these are the revenue and then we want to see from Board of Health, the monthly tonnage reports.
Yeah.
And-
Oh,
exactly, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right, the
Program
tonnage,
really
the
starts.
tonnage reports
Yeah.
also need to be
Yeah.
part of that, agreed.
Right, it's kind of like,
Absolutely.
we're not gonna have it in the first week, because that's the first week of the program. It's kind of like it goes live,
Right, but we can get the tonnage reports we should be able to get, or hopefully we can get the tonnage reports for July and August.
and we will, but then we should see
Carol,
a
can I
drop
see
off
that, please?
on, when they're only picking up.
Okay, right,
The people with. the
yes,
stickers.
you're right, I know what you're saying, right.
Yeah, I would expect a drop, but it's.
Hopefully all those
it's a
people
good
that are using
comparison.
bags now
Picking
sign
up-
up, so that,
Yeah.
so there won't be a drop.
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure there should really be a drop off from June, et cetera, because we were still on the purple bag.
All right, that's what,
Right.
no, Don's saying he's expecting a drop
I
off in September.
expect a drop in September if all all the same number of customers are still not part of the program with the sticker.
Oh. I have another one. Can we review what Dave brought up last month? The revenues and this mysterious $500,000 that we supposedly have coming in?
No, we did that, we did
Oh,
do
you did
that,
it?
yeah.
Hmm.
We
Yeah,
did
somebody,
that.
they $500,000, what, did $500,000 from the
Yeah,
state
we-
for their.
When you
Oh.
added up, when we looked at the BBA last time, when we added up all the, say, unspent money from the different departments, it all added up to around
Just can you
500,000.
confirm that, like, shouldn't all those
Jerry,
be in now
this
by
came from
August
Carl.
9th?
I think that, I think the,
Not necessarily
This
yet,
thing come
And-
from
and
Dawn, this came
you're
from
gonna-
Paula.
because the other piece of that is how much in that other file that she sent is allocated already. So it's kind of like it's money that was spent in '26, but they hadn't received the invoice yet, they're gonna be paying it. So once you get all of those done, that's what the DOR, or DOR, whichever one you refer to, they're gonna do the free cash certification. So we saw the
Right.
507, but there is some money.
there's some unpaid bills from fiscal '25 that haven't been
That-
handled yet.
that
to
haven't been,
understand.
that hadn't been handled yet, and.
Right,
they-
but
they-
we did go through and understand where that number came
Right.
from.
And,
And
and,
the other, because
yeah.
the other thing we also determined was, I think it was only 2%
Less
of
than
the overall
I know,
budget.
I remember that part,
Yeah.
but I didn't, I remember that part, but I didn't want to just blow off just because it was so small.
Mhm.
No, it wasn't, I think the discussion was more about,
Where did it come
where does this number come
from?
from?
Right.
And we answered that by, okay, all
Right.
these
we looked at,
somewhat small items in a lot of the departments, when you added them all up,
But
Oh,
wouldn't,
look, it
so
came
if you
out
do
to
that same mathematical exercise now, on September 1st, would you come up with a lower income number because those bills had been paid?
yeah, the encumbered money will have been paid, some of it, so it's kind of like, so, and again, if you signed a contract in there, I don't know if they encumber the whole thing for that fiscal year, and then as the invoices come in for it throughout FY '26, to pay it, I need to get a little more
All right.
understanding on the accounting.
Right, yeah. I
section of
think
it.
we should, this year we should be as diligent though about money coming in as money going out. We
Agreed,
can't even
and
do
one of,
that.
one of the things, maybe one of the things we put on this list is go back and I'll put it on, it's kind of like, look at the recap sheet from FY '25 that was prepared for the budget
Mhm.
and compare it to the actuals. So
Oh, okay.
that gets you the FY '25, this is what we said we were gonna get,
right, what did we actually get?
what did we actually get
Yes,
in each
yes,
of those
yes.
categories? Yep. So, recap comparison. Because that helps us with the FY '26.
Right. Okay, that's good. That's a nice list. We'll probably be all night.
I was gonna say, if not, we can run through some of them and,
We don't have to do everything on the list, do we?
no, we can
These can
we
be,
can say, take things or skip them.
well, they
skip
can
things.
split these up into
Yeah,
the
we-
2 nights.
And we
Oh,
can-
okay,
And we
yeah.
can split them
That's a
into
lot.
2 nights, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like, because we don't wanna do, we can do the meeting minutes and split them between.
Mm.
Or it could be quick if there's no changes, so.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
Well, there's, I did it so long ago, I can't even remember what's in them anymore.
It's,
But-
yeah. I thought
So
it was-
just look at them and make
The
no
paper's turned
changes and
yellow.
just say they're fine,
Right, yeah.
because it's, they're back, they're
Yeah,
months,
we're not-
they're months,
Yeah.
the months.
So are there any
Okay.
more agenda that we need to add?
Any more agenda for the
I
next
think we have
meeting?
enough for
Yeah.
that, for the next,
Okay.
Then I will move to adjourn our meeting
Second.
second.
Third, fifth, I'll have a
at
fifth.
7:40.
Okay, and we had a motion to adjourn at 7:40, a second, we got it?
Yep.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We stand
Thank you,
adjourned.
John. That's